What's up, guys? Ken Mosley here, aka say it with me, K Dog, back up in the heezy, baby, with another video. If you're new to my channel, I want to say welcome. If you're a returning viewer, I want to say welcome back. Okay, let's get into it. The topic for today, I've been teetering back and forth. One moment I want to do it, next moment I don't want to do it. But the more, it's like it's a gnat that just keeps flying around my big bald head. You got to do it. And that is the rash of Asian hate. And how much traction it's getting. And it's needling me. It's riding me. That's my beef for the day. Asian hate. And what tipped me over the edge was, I'm watching the news a couple of days ago, and I think it's in Illinois. I'm not sure, don't quote me. But they passed a law to include in their public school system Asian history. Really? Really, really? Asian history. Now, let me explain something to you. Is it that bad that now, for the Asians, you're going to change history books to include Asian history? Or are you just going to include it like a course, a class? Because you ain't doing that for us. But I ain't going to go there right now. Now, anyone of my age will understand this point real well. Any decent parent will understand this point real well. Your kids emulate what they see. Your kids emulate what they hear. So if you're walking around the house cussing, smoking, drinking, I'm going to be gentle on this. 7 to 8 times out of 10, that's what your kids are going to do. Why? Because they figure if mommy and daddy do it, it must be okay. That is my first point for today. Asians have been here. Let's see. The Transcontinental Railroad was completed in 1869. They drove the Golden Spike in 1869. Chinese immigrants helped build that Trans-American Railroad. And it took 6 years. So that's 1863 when they started it. So they've been here since then. They've been pretty much discriminated against since then. In the West, in the East, when World War II broke out, all the Asians were rounded up and put in camps. They had another name for it, which I can't go off the top of my head, but it basically was concentration camps, but still. Now, out of the blue, and I'm using that term loosely, now you get this rise of Asian hate. Bring up the figure.
Justice has cited at least 3,000 anti-Asian incidents since last February. In New York City, there was an 867% increase in Asian hate crime victims in 2020 compared to the year before.
And it's mostly in well-populated, densely cities like New York, California. I'm in D.C. I haven't heard too much about it here. But back to my point about mommy and daddy and the children. Since that knucklehead, and you know what I'm talking about, you know what? Trump is who started all this crap. I said this when he got elected. When he started his rhetoric, I said this to my wife, to my kids. All those closet racists that had to be suppressed and keep their mouths shut, when Trump started sprouting off his rhetoric, they felt like, oh, wait a minute, the president he's sounding kind of racist, but it seems to be okay. So if he can do it, I guess I can do it too. And that's exactly what happened. All them closet racists, now that he's gone, don't want to go back in the closet. Watch this.
The other night, there's never been anything where they have so many names. I could give you 19 or 20 names for that, right? It's got all different names. Wuhan. Wuhan was catching on. Coronavirus, right? Kung flu. Yeah. Kung flu. I could give you many, many names. Some people call it the Chinese flu, the China flu, right? They call it the China as opposed to the China.
See what I'm talking about? That's the cause. Here's the effect.
This surveillance footage shows a 71-year-old Asian grandmother violently shoved to the ground, her purse stolen. Just one of several attacks in California's Bay Area recently. A 91-year-old man pushed in Oakland's Chinatown, one of 3 attacks that day. 84-year-old Thai American Visha Ratanapakdi knocked over while out for a walk.
When you give people who got hate in their hearts free reign, they don't want to get that up. I'm going to tell you something else, and I hope some Asians are watching this. When you're dealing with prejudiced people, racist people, then most of them are not Rhodes Scholars. They're dumbasses. They're the type that, I believe what I believe, don't confuse me with facts. Dumbasses. Now you get some people who, college graduates, that feel that same way. But there's a difference between book sense and common sense. We all got common sense, but we don't always use it. It's easy to get book sense. Most of the people, and I'm going to say this again, who got hate in their hearts are dumbasses. And how do you deal with a dumbass? I know how I deal with a dumbass. Get out my face. Don't say nothing to me. Because if you do, I'm going to punch you in your face. And that's my way. May not be yours, but that's my way. If you're a dumbass, and I say this all the time, the world needs dumbasses to show us what not to do. We all can't be smart. We need dumbasses. But for my Asian brothers and sisters, don't lump us all in that category. Because a lot of the Asian hate crimes are not being committed by black folks. Watch this.
One incident caught on cell phone made headlines across the state. A Northridge family hosting a birthday dinner at a restaurant for their grandmother when this man invoked President Trump.
You need to leave.
That guy was white. And by what he said, I'm going to take a guess that he's a Trump supporter. Have any of you guys ever ran into a con man? If the answer is yes, then you will know they talk all the time. They won't let you get your point across. They want to keep pounding you and bombarding you with their rhetoric to get you to give them what they want. Ain't that what Trump's doing? And he started that shit up again. How many presidents have you known that have rallies almost every other day to keep his message out there so you don't have time to think? Either way, like I said, don't lump us all in that. And here's another lesson for my Asian brothers and sisters. Because in my neighborhood, we got a lot of Asian merchants. A lot of them. Carry-outs, a few restaurants, little corner stores. But in my neighborhood, they treat us, black folks, they treat us like crap. Literally treat us like crap. But they don't mind taking our money. Let me say that again. They got no problem taking our money. When you suppress a people, keep the resources from them, I'm going to try to make this short and sweet. What happens is, them people going to eat. All the other animals in the world are born with instincts to keep them alive. The only instinct that people are born with is the instinct to survive. So when you eliminate jobs, eliminate good schools, eliminate good housing, and keep them from earning a living, they're going to eat. And some people are going to go over the edge and do what they have to do to eat. Well, you ever think about why a lot of Asian merchants are forced into the black neighborhood? Why they forced into the, as they call it, lion's den? You show weakness, predators are going to prey on you. Plain and simple. But when they ask the powers that be, can I move my store? First thing they hear is, oh, no, the zoning laws, we ain't got room for you. The powers that be will have you sprinkled in their neighborhood as a variety for them. And your restaurant better be top notch. You ain't gonna have no carryouts. In my neighborhood, carryouts and Chinese restaurants are almost like liquor stores. But they ain't that way uptown. You know why? Because they don't want them uptown. And it's my theory is when something happens to a Chinese merchant by a black person, the powers that be can say, see, we told you when you went over there, you got to watch out for those black people. They ain't number criminals. But if you treated us halfway decent when we patronize your business, you might get a different result. Watch this. When it looks like those are black people, the guys that robbed the old Asian lady, I guarantee you ain't had nothing to do with her being Asian. What that was about was her being weak, looking like a victim, an easy mark. But the white guy in the previous clip I showed you, that ain't nothing to do with robbery. Ain't nothing to do with her. That was pure hate from what he heard from his daddy. Well, that's my video for today. I hope I've shared some light, shared a little knowledge. If you have any comments, put them in the comment section. Give me that thumbs up. If you like my video, give me a subscription. Hit that subscribe button. This is Kim Mosley, a.k.a. Say it with me, K-Dog. Signing out. I'm out. Peace.